The Los Angeles Lakers have been eliminated from playoff contention, not even the play-in tournament. We are, as the crow flies, literally three blocks away from the Lakers facility here in El Segundo, California. What do you think is happening in that building today?
Boy, there's probably a whole lot of whiteboards, and there's probably a whole lot of spreadsheets. But if I were Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, I would have pulled out my 2020 championship ring and just looked at it and admired it. Because that's what you're hanging on to right now. Because I just don't see a short-term way forward for them. Even if, and the one thing that's always sustained the Lakers, although they've had dry spells, is that there's always been a player who said, I want to be a Laker. Even if that were to happen, last year, Westbrook who said that. I don't even think they functionally could get a player like that right now. So I just think they're probably going to have to take their medicine and spin their wheels for a year. I don't see another way to do it.
Well, but number 6 doesn't have years to spare, right?
I know that. So to me, the big thing is, how is LeBron going to approach this summer? So he has an option. I assume the Lakers are going to offer it. I mean, I shouldn't maybe make any assumptions, but on August 4th, the Lakers are allowed to offer him a contract extension. He has 1 year left. He's obviously still playing great basketball. He's years in him. I don't know if he's got 4 more years, but he's got a couple more years, I would think, at least. It would make sense that the Lakers would want to extend his contract. Living in Los Angeles, he loves being a Laker. He has to hate the predicament the team is in. So does he extend his contract, Rich? Does he put a vote of confidence in the team that they'll, get it corrected? Does he chase the Kareem record next year, see if they can put together a team that could maybe get into the back of the playoffs? I mean, right now they've got 31 wins, Rich. I don't know if they're going to give another win. Let's just give them one more win. That means they're going to be a 50-loss team. Even if they win 12 more games next year, like everybody's like, well, AD has been hurt. When AD, Westbrook, and LeBron played together, they played in 21 games together. They were 11-10. If they were 8-3, I could see, well, if they're healthy, that's fine. They were 11-10. They were average. And, but let's just give them 13 more wins next year. I mean, that's a gift to me, but let's just give it to them. Let's say next year they win 44, 45 games. That's a play-in position right now. If you had 45 wins this season in the West, you're in the play-in. So I don't know. In the past, LeBron would leave a situation like this. He left Cleveland when they were in this predicament the first time. He left Miami when they were in a better position, still in a predicament in 2014. Then left Cleveland when they were in this predicament in 2018. Normally, this is when the clock would strike and the hourglass would go up and he would move. But I don't think he wants to, so we'll see.
I guess let's just put a fine point on it. Like, is there no way out? I mean, what? Give me. Like, I know there's whiteboards and everything like that, but
Yeah.
Jeannie's sitting there and Pelinka's sitting there. The Rambi are all sitting there. LeBron doesn't have ideas to try and forward here. I mean, there's just no way out of this thing, is what you seem to be saying right here.
Yeah, and that's why the Westbrook trade is so penal. It doesn't just hurt because it didn't work. It hurts, Rich, because it kind of locked them into this. They don't have maneuverability now. So LeBron's first year in L.A., they missed the playoffs. The signings that they had didn't work. The team wasn't a good mix. But they had young players at the time. They had draft picks. They walked away from his first year in L.A. They ended up with the number 4 pick and Brandon Ingram, and they turned that into Anthony Davis. And they had cap space. They don't have any of that now. They don't have young players to trade. They don't have draft picks really to trade at any time. They don't have draft picks to use. And Westbrook's value is negative. There's no market for him. So I really think that their move is to spin the wheels and eat the sandwich, so to speak, and hope that you can improve what you've got so you can be competitive, and then try again in 23, 24? I mean, I hate to say it, but I just don't see another way.
So is Vogel definitely out? Is Frank Vogel definitely out? That's the one, I guess, for sure move that's going to be made?
I think that's going to happen, but I don't think that's I don't think Frank put his best foot forward this year, but I don't think that there's a coach that's going to be able to change the limitations that Westbrook has at this point in his career playing alongside those two guys.
So who would take the job? I mean, it's still the Lakers, right? So what do you think? And it's still LeBron playing at an MVP level, you know? So what do you think about that?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I wonder how much they're going to pay, because the reason that they have Frank Vogel, who won him a championship, again, he'll walk away and hold the ring. But the reason that they have Frank Vogel and not Tyronn Lue is because they didn't want to meet the price. So if they're going to go out and try to hire the best coach on the market, whoever that may be, and there's some coaches out there who may be pretty high profile, who may be out of their jobs, I mean, are they going to pay? You know, when they went to extend Frank Vogel, they gave him 1 year. You know, are they going to hire a coach that they believe it can make a difference when I'm not sure the coach can make a difference in the short term? So that's the first question I had is, you know, are they going to make sure that every candidate is interested in them? Because, you know, last time around, Monty Williams and Ty Lue said no for a reason. So, I mean, I guess we got to hear from them if they make a coaching change to hear about that.
Brian Windhorst here on the Rich Eisen Show from the worldwide leader in sports. So who else it might be on the hot seat right now across the NBA as we're heading into the final regular season weekend? Who else?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's certain guys where we're expecting changes. Like we're expecting Alvin Gentry, who's in the interim coach, to be let go in Sacramento, and there to be a change there. But, you know, the juice that you're looking for is where are there coaches who may be a surprise change. So, you know, I think there are people who are watching the Utah Jazz very closely. They've had a disappointing season. If they have a disappointing playoffs, there's a possibility of a change there. It just depends. It'll depend on how the season plays out. And I think Doc Rivers is under a measure of pressure with the 76ers. Daryl Morey, even though they have a good working relationship, Daryl Morey did not hire him. You know, he is under pressure to deliver with James Harden. If they have an early out in the postseason, and, you know, frankly, they've been struggling in late game situations, which has been a Achilles heel for Doc in his career, I would watch those two situations.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.